Hey,
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and YouTube douchebags. This is Draconian, and a little bit of a change of pace today. I bring you Mr. White. I've got a link to his videos in the description here. You're more than welcome to look over there. He's a Gmod enthusiast. If you like Gmod, I highly recommend you watch some of his videos. He's really good about building engines and some really
I don't
neat
exist.
contraptions. Right. Anyway, as you've probably noticed, I may have skipped over a little bit of instructional information that you guys need. Fortunately, Mr. White is here to help bring me down to earth and make sure that you guys know how to build what you need to build. Now, I highly recommend that you click on the second link in the description, which goes to wiki.industrial-craft.net. Down at the bottom, there's a list of all of the tools and structures and everything you can build. And if you open that up and kind of look at that, you can use that as a reference to see what I'm talking about when I'm building stuff here. To start off with, we're going to look at the Macerator, which is probably going to want to be the second thing you build. The generator being the first. I'm not going to build another generator, though. I don't need any at the moment. The generator is just a furnace with 8 refined iron ingots and a battery. Very simple to make. And you don't actually need a bat box right off the bat, so don't worry if you haven't found much tin. You only need enough to build that one battery. Because in the new Industrial Craft 2, generators have a small power storage, enough for 3 or so pieces of coal or charcoal. You shouldn't be using your coal. You'll know why. I'll explain that in a minute. But it has its own power storage, so you can just hook the generator directly via cables to your macerator and an extractor, which are probably going to be your first two. Your third one would probably be an electric furnace. Anyway, to get started with your macerator, you're going to need an electronic circuit. They're not terribly difficult to make. As with pretty much everything Industrial Craft, you're going to need to have found a little bit of redstone first. We're also going to need some refined iron. Refined iron, you just stick your iron ingots back in the furnace one more time and they'll pop out just the way you want them. A little bit of copper and some rubber. Mind you, these sticky resins, if you put the sticky resins in the extractor, you'll actually get 3 rubber out of each one instead of a singular one. Are you hiding?
Maybe.
That's kind of creepy because when you hide, your eyes just disappear into your mask.
Oh, that would be creepy. Stop doing that now.
Okay, so you're going to need 6 copper cables. You can do this way, or you can put the rubber in there with the cable. It doesn't really matter. You can always take it on or strip it off with a pair of wire cutters later. But 3 across the top, 3 across the bottom, a redstone to the left and to the right, and 1 refined iron ingot in the middle makes you an electronic circuit. You're going to need a couple of pieces of cobblestone and 8 more pieces of refined iron, for 9 pieces of refined iron in total to make a machine block. Then a little bit of flint. Now once you've got 3 pieces of flint, you don't need to gather any more flint. Just gather up the gravel, because you can use the macerator to turn gravel into flint. So we got 3 flint right across the top, 1 machine block in the middle, electronic circuit the bottom middle, and a couple of pieces of cobblestone to either side of the machine block gets you a macerator. I'm not actually going to construct it, but that's what you're looking for right there. Alrighty then. So that's your macerator. You've got your generator, you've got your macerator, you have just effectively doubled your resource harvesting capacity, because every ore that you bring up from the surface, you can make into 2. Not to mention the fact it allows for greater versatility when you're in, say, an area where you can't find sand. All you got to do is pick up some cobblestone, chuck it into the macerator, and there you go. Alright, so there's a few upgrades that you're going to want to deal with right off the bat too, namely to your furnace. Soon as you've got your Macerator going, you're free to build pretty much anything that you have the ability to, because you've reached maximum efficiency. My recommendation is go right for an induction furnace. As long as you've got 3, maybe 4 solar panels charging up a few bat boxes, just the one induction furnace will, well, you'll never have to worry about smelting things again. This thing is crazy ridiculous. Alright, so your upgrades to the initial furnace, you're going to want to put the furnace in the middle, and then not refined iron, but regular iron, in a pattern like so. It's the same pattern that you'll use to build a drill. And this will get you an iron furnace. To then upgrade to the electric furnace, you put your iron furnace in the middle, and put an electronic circuit on top with 2 pieces of redstone to either side. Now that'll get you the electric furnace. Very good, because you don't have to start using your charcoal or your coal anymore for anything. But then the induction furnace gets a bit more difficult from that point. Before you can build the induction furnace, you're going to need both the compressor and you're going to need an extractor too. But we'll get around to that later. It's not something that's easy to make, and you won't be making it until much later. First you want to get an extractor, and then a compressor. Look those up on the wiki. The recipes aren't difficult. I'm not going to bother going through them here. The wiki really is your best source for information on this stuff, because it's real easy to access and it's not hard. If you don't know how to make a component of some kind of a machine, just click on it and it'll take you to the appropriate page. Alright, so to begin with, we really need to get some tools. Mr. White is just barely joining us, and he doesn't have any tools yet. So what we're going to need for that is a little bit of tin, a little bit of redstone, copper. You get the idea. We start with 2 electronic circuits. Now I've already built one, so we're just going to construct one more here real quick while Mr. White runs around creepily. There we are, 2 electronic circuits. You're also going to need 2 batteries, which take 4 tin, 2 redstone, and 2 cables each. And I completely forgot to build the cables, so one moment please. There we go. 2 batteries. Okay, then all you're going to need after that is some refined iron. We'll start with the drill. Create a pointed shape out of your refined iron. Put a battery in the middle, an electronic circuit in the bottom middle. Or did I do that backwards? I did. The electronic circuit goes in the middle, and the battery goes in the bottom middle. And you have yourself one standard mining drill. The chainsaw is a similar pattern, but angled to the side. Also 5 refined iron, 1 battery, 1 electronic circuit. That gets you a chainsaw. Now they don't have any power in them, and you're going to need to build some batteries. You can't go running out without a few batteries of backup storage, especially when you plan on going on a long trek into the depths of the earth. So we'll do that, and then I'm just going to run over to my bat box here, which is attached to my external power source, and start dropping stuff into the top. It takes 10,000 energy to fill up a single charge. So we'll fill up the mining drill, and then the chainsaw, and then a couple of batteries for him. Next, we're going to worry about armor. Now, normally, I recommend iron armor for vanilla Minecraft. However, when in Industrial Craft 2, it's generally more prudent to actually go with bronze. It's very easy to obtain, and you can get a lot of it really cheap, which I'll demonstrate here. I've got 3 stacks of copper dust, 1 stack of tin dust, put them in a furnace. In any order, it doesn't matter. Industrial Craft does not care. You can put them in there however you want, and it'll give you 2 stacks of bronze dust in exchange for your 3 copper and 1 tin. And now I'm going to stick those in the furnace because I don't actually have enough to make armor for him. This is great for making tools as well, until you got your refined iron and you can make the chainsaw and the drill. Now, The regular drill is all well and good, but you can upgrade it with a little bit of diamond. It only takes 3, so the equivalent of 1 diamond pickaxe gets you a rechargeable version of the diamond pickaxe that works faster, especially on obsidian. So there we have 1 diamond drill. Perfect. So now I'm going to wander over here and give him to Mr. White. 1 diamond drill, 1 chainsaw. The chainsaw also works on enemies, by the way. Quite effective.
This is foreign to me.
Your drill is, well, I'm sure you can figure out what the drill's for, and then the chainsaw works on enemies too. So now we've got a little bit of bronze. Mr. White's got a couple of batteries, so he should be good to go, even for a moderately long trek. Now, we'll make some iron for him, starting off with some pants. Please put some damn pants on, man!
No.
A hat.
I don't want to wear pants.
Shoes. And the all-important chest plate.
Hey, you know, I have a question.
Shoot.
Okay, you know how the Macerator makes dust out of stuff?
Yeah.
Now, would it be possible to maybe put redstone in a Macerator, effectively creating redstone dust?
I doubt that highly. But I may as well check it anyway.
I'm joking.
Nope, didn't work. Oh, come on! It would have been funny. It was a valid question.
Yes, it would have been hilarious.
Okay, where was I? We have armored Mr. White, so he's not going to die on us now.
Yay!
Sufficiently educated in the basics of industrial craft, how to get started, and where you can find more information that'll really help you kick this stuff off. Oh, also, your machine blocks can be turned back into refined iron. You don't have to keep them, the machine blocks. And it's 100% ratio, so... I'm also going to use this bronze to make another wrench. And I think there's actually an electric wrench. Now that I've gone and said that, I have to try. I must know. Well, no, it's not pointless. The regular wrench goes away rather quickly. It doesn't last very long. The electric wrench can be recharged.
But I mean, if you walked into a general convenience store and went back to the automotive section and tried to look for an electric wrench, I mean, it would just be ridiculous to think that it ever existed.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
I mean, maybe one, you know, with a laser pointer on it, or, you know, a little flashlight, but an electrified wrench.
You know, I think I've actually seen one, but they're not very useful. They're not exactly
I wouldn't imagine.
Powerful. They're for, like, small work. You know, home repair guys who are just doing little jobs. Nothing
Well, you know,
serious.
now that I think of it, I guess I may have seen one.
Ah! There it is. I have crafted an electric wrench. Ha!
Genius.
I'm now going to charge it.
We're so lazy.
Ah, look at that. Beautiful.
Having electricity do all our work.
Ah, well, this doesn't really do any additional work. It just doesn't go away whenever I use it all up. I can just recharge it. Which I
So in effect, you have to spend less time recharging it. Or less time making more.
Exactly.
It's in effect doing work for you.
Quit inserting logic. That's not fair.
Hee hee. You're such a big advocate of redstone and industrial craft, and those are based around simple logic.
True.
I just figured, you know, in the good spirit of things, I might as well.
Well, yes, but see, that's where it ends, because I refuse to install Buildcraft.
Yeah. Buildcraft.
Too much automation. I mean, I like a little bit of assistance in Minecraft because we do like to do really big projects. So it helps to have something that makes the harvesting go much more quickly. But Buildcraft, there's no harvesting at all. If I wanted to do that, I'd just do creative mode.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. Alright. Now, the reason that you must always, always, always save your coal. Always use charcoal, never use coal. You put your coal into the Macerator. The Macerator will then turn one stack of coal into coal dust. The 64 coal dust is then assembled in a workbench with flint in the middle and coal dust all around. You stick those into the compressor over there. Then, when you've done that, you come back with the compressed coal balls that you receive and put those in turn around a clump of either obsidian, an iron block, or some bricks. And that will get you a coal chunk. Or rather,
I have another question.
There we go. Okay, just a sec. And then coal chunk goes in the compressor, industrial diamond comes out the other side. So, what's your question?
So, let's say you take a Macerator and you put in a piece of pork. Do you get bacon bits out of it? Hey, I like bacon bits, alright?
Until Notch had salad, well, it'd be kind of cool, actually.
Who puts it on salad? You just eat it. Eat it plain.
Just straight up eat bacon bit? Dude, that's nasty.
There is nothing wrong with bacon bits.
Ew. And look at that.
What?
Industrial
It's
diamonds.
baked in a much more convenient form.
Industrial diamonds are awesome because they can be used in place of regular diamonds, but you can't mix and match them. It has to be all regular diamonds or all industrial diamonds. So try to use your industrial diamonds first, and then save your regular diamonds for any other mods or things that you have or might use. So, we have given our friend Mr. White a pickaxe, or rather, a diamond drill, a chainsaw, some batteries, a little bit of armor, and some advice on his coal. Now, what should we do next? That's a good question. It's raining outside. I don't really need to go spelunking. I've got lots of crud. Perhaps we could build something a little bit more advanced.
Yes, I'm craving information.
Well, if we want to go any more advanced than we currently are, and that's just several bat boxes out back with some solar panels attached to them, we're going to need to upgrade to the next tier of electrical power. So, I've already constructed a few energy crystals here in this back chest here in preparation for doing this. Step number 1, we must make the storage device for 128 EU. Now, if I can find it over here. I can't remember how they all work because I'm from Industrial Craft 1 and I'm used to their construction methods. Okay, here we go. It looks like I'm going to need a little bit of cabling. There's just enough there. As well as some refined iron. These are pretty straightforward, but they're expensive. And they only get more expensive as you go up the tiers. So 1 machine block, 4 energy crystals to the left, right, top, and bottom, and then 4 coated copper cables in the corners makes 1 MFE, which is a wonderful storage unit for the power. However, I can't hook it up to my current system without first creating a transformer. It's going to be the low voltage transformer that I want because I want to convert the energy down. Here we are, and the low voltage one is actually rather cheap. A little copper, a little rubber, and some wood, oddly enough. Are you following along, Mr. White?
Oh, yes.
Alrighty.
It really helps to have the wiki open.
Indeed it does.
Next to this window.
And then you have a reference point for later, too. So we've got 3 copper bars in the middle, 2 copper cables top in the middle, and then 4 wooden planks in all of the corners, and that makes a low voltage transformer. Now, pay attention. This is the point where most people start causing things to explode. Now, with a transformer, what you're going to find is, you know what? I'm going to have to move this other furnace. I love that sound, by the way. I'm going to put the other induction furnace here. Just because I can. Alright, the bat box goes like this. Now you see how it's got the 3 dots on the side next to me? The one side that has the different graphic is the high voltage side. Very, very important. So that means this side is where it sends and receives high voltage. For the bat box, that's 128, which is the only kind of voltage that will come out of an MFE. So I'm going to stick down my MFE here so it's facing in the right direction. And now I can just stick a piece of copper cable in between them, and it's all good to go. I can now provide power to the back system in this fashion. Or...
So that copper cable can handle high voltage.
Oh,
of this
wait.
one they're talking about.
Damn. See?
Hee.
See? This is why I have to have people watching me and my stupid. Okay.
I was just curious.
You're correct. You're absolutely correct. If I had turned that on, it would have made a big mess. Would have made me upset, would have made Justin upset, everybody would have been kind of pissed off. You're right. In order to upgrade to the 128 voltage, we need gold cables. So, 3 pieces of gold right down the middle, and you get 12 gold cables. Now I'm going to show you something really neat you can do with the installation cutter here in a sec. But I'm also going to click on the cable link over here because I need to remember the exact transmission rates for gold. I've been dealing with copper, and that one's fairly simple. I can go 5 blocks with a copper cable insulated by 1 rubber before I lose any power, beyond the 0.2% base loss. And as for gold, here we are. A gold cable is... Gold cable is significantly worse. Even the best insulated cable will lose power after only 2.5 blocks. And then every 2.5 blocks after that. That's kind of disappointing. In fact, that's usually why I don't use gold cable. I usually just upgrade straight to the diamond fiber. So we got the gold cable right in there. Now, the only problem is if I were to start putting power through that gold cable right now, as it is, I'd be dead. You looking at the cables?
I was looking in Wikipedia, or in the wiki.
Yeah. See how it's insulated bare cable?
Oh yeah, you gonna be toasty.
I would be dead. I would be fried draconian right now. However, with these wonderful insulation cutters and a little bit of rubber in my inventory,
I go for some fried draconian.
I can coat the cable and not ever have to worry about it shocking me.
Sounds tasty.
You would. Anyway, this isn't my actual intention. I want power to come out of this thing, because I'm going to find another source of power to fill it up. But, as you probably noticed, the power didn't automatically start going into the MFE when